go. For it.
All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Madison Cruz with SDH Network, and I am joined with Carlie Banks, who was just named to the first ever roster for the U.S. Women's National Team Futsal team. So, Carlie, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started. I got to ask, what is your earliest soccer memory?
I'm playing rec in Peachtree City, Glenlock. I don't know why, but it sticks out of having picture day there. And it sticks out to me. I don't know why.
So we're here at Stars Mill. Take me back to you playing here in high school. What are some of those memories that come to mind for you?
Winning the state championship my freshman year. Played with Kelly O'Hara. That was by far the best memory I have, is winning a state championship.
And you mentioned Kelly O'Hara. What was it like getting to learn from her and getting to play with her?
That was great. I always looked up to her, and she was always so good to me being a freshman on varsity, just coaching me through the games and while we're playing. And then, like I said, just winning that championship with her, and that was unbelievable.
Now, after high school, you then went on to play collegiately at LSU. What went into that decision?
Well, making that decision, I knew I always wanted to go out of state. Like, I wanted to go somewhere different just to experience something new. And then it was actually the last college visit that I went on. And when I got there, just campus felt like home, and I knew that this is where I wanted to be.
Now, after your time at LSU, what were some of the choices that you had if you wanted to continue playing?
So I always knew I wanted to play in Europe. So that was always my goal throughout my soccer career, is to play professionally in Europe. So I actually finished college a little early. So I did 3.5 years, finished in December. So that way I had the spring to navigate where I wanted to go next. And so then, from there, I didn't go directly overseas to Europe. I went to a professional team in Houston. I played 2 seasons there. And then after that, I went directly over to Finland, and I played 2 seasons in Finland.
So how does that time compare to some of the options that young players now have?
Young players have so many options today, which is fantastic. Like I said, the women's game has grown so much, and it's so cool to see. I mean, now after college, they have, a lot of them go through the draft. A lot of them go overseas to play. There's lots more opportunities for that now. And now there's this USL Super League that's now starting, so that'll be another avenue. And there's the USL Women's League, there's WPSL, and then there's supposed to be professional branches off of those as well now. So, I mean, just so many more opportunities, which is, like I said, fantastic for the women's game.
So we now have to talk about it. You got named to the U.S. Women's Futsal National Team. How did you get involved with futsal?
So actually 2 years ago, I started coaching futsal. One of my players on my team that I coach, she was like, "Coach, you gotta coach futsal. You gotta check this out." And to be honest, I was like, "What's futsal?" I didn't really know. And so I went to one of their practices. I went to one of their games, watched them play, and I was like, "This is awesome. Like, this looks so cool." So started coaching them, and since coaching them, I've had opportunities to play with different teams. And then, I got asked to go to an ID camp back in September of last year. And so I got identified through that ID camp, and then got seen playing with the different teams and regional events, national events, and got my name on the radar, and, I guess solidified my spot in the team.
So being named to this first ever roster, what does it mean to you to represent the USA?
I mean, it means everything. Like, I've always wanted to represent the USA. I've always wanted to wear that jersey and represent. And to hear my name tagged with the USA national team, it's an unbelievable. I mean, I sometimes don't have words.
What was the process like to become part of the team?
So like I said, I started playing with a team based out of Virginia at a regional tournament, and got introduced to the coaches, and then I actually went to a ID camp last September. Having those opportunities to play with teams, and the futsal coaches will be at those events watching, so that just helps to build my resume and helps to get my name out there more. And I think having those opportunities definitely helped shape where I am now.
Being from Peachtree City and seeing the game grow, not only for the men's side but also for the women's, what is it like to see that grow, especially here in Georgia?
I mean, it's unbelievable. Seeing the women's game get what it deserves finally is just such a great thing to see, and so I'm just happy to be able to witness that here where I'm from as well. It's amazing to see. I mean, women's soccer has deserved to have this spotlight for so long, but to be able to watch it grow and to be able to watch it flourish, like I said, the high schools around town have done, their programs are so great now. The MOBA team here locally had a women's semi-pro team. It's awesome to see that just the love of the game being poured into the women's side, especially around here. Everyone's career eventually ends, right? So I want to make sure that the next generation, they're continuing to grow the game just as I did for the next generation behind them. I think that's important for all of sports, but especially women's sports, is to continue to pass the torch on.
So what is the significance of your tattoo and believe?
Actually, it's a big part of my career. It was my first ever tattoo. My club coach growing up, he would always harp on me about believing in myself and having confidence when I step on the field. And so that word just means a lot to me, because it's, like I said, I've told you, I've put a lot of emphasis on my mental game. And so I think stepping on the field every single time, like, I'm constantly reminding myself, believe in yourself, trust your training, believe that you've put in the work, and that you're stepping on this field to now showcase that to everybody else. And as I've grown throughout my career, it's also, encompassed my faith. And so believing in what the gifts and skills and abilities that God's given me, like, believe in those and believe that He's with me and He's working for me. And so, that word is just, it's meant a lot to me throughout my career. The game can be cruel at times. The game, you have your ups and downs. You can be the team that, has all the shots in the world, and then the other team gets one shot and they score and you lose. And you can be on the other side of that coin. And so the game has its ups and downs. And I think if you can teach kids how to persevere past that and how to push through, and knowing that, like, no matter what, if you put the work in, your hard work will pay off in some way. And whether that be, on the soccer field, it's the same thing that applies in life. Like, whatever endeavor that you've got going, like, if you put in the work and you push through and you persevere through the ups and downs, the reward is going to be amazing.